हेलो फ्रेंड, 19 नंबर का हमारा चैप्टर है केमिकल कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड इंटीग्रेशन। यू तो स्टार्ट करते हैं। यू हैव ऑलरेडी लर्न दैट द न्यूरल सिस्टम प्रोवाइड्स अ पॉइंट टू पॉइंट rapid coordination among organs. The neural coordination is fast but short-lived, as the nerve fibers do not innervate of all cells of the body, and the cellular functions need to be continuously regulated. A special kind of coordination and integration has to be provided. This function is carried out by hormones. The neural system and the endocrine system jointly coordinate and regulate the physiological functions in the body. Endocrine glands and hormones. Endocrine glands lack ducts and are hence called ductless glands. Their secretions are called hormones. The classical definition of hormone as a chemical produced by endocrine glands and released into the blood and transported to a distantly located target organs has current scientific definition as follows. Hormones are non-nutrient chemicals which act as intercellular messengers and are produced in trace amounts. The new definition covers a number of new molecules in addition to the hormones secreted by the organized endocrine glands. Invertebrates possess very simple endocrine system with few hormones, whereas a large number of chemicals act as hormones and provide coordination in the vertebrates. And the human endocrine system is described here. Human endocrine system. The endocrine glands and hormones producing diffused tissue cells located in the different parts of our body constitute the endocrine system. Pituitary, pineal, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, and gonads. Testes is males and ovary in females are the organized endocrine bodies in our body. Figure 19.1. In addition to this, some other organs, example gastrointestinal tract, liver, kidney, heart, also produce hormones. A brief account of the structure and functions all major endocrine glands and hypothalamus of the human body is given in the following sections. The hypothalamus, as you know, the hypothalamus is the basal part of diencephalon forebrain. Figure 19.1, and it regulates a wide spectrum of our of body functions. It contains several groups of neuro and secretory cells called nuclei which produce hormones. These hormones regulate the synthesis and secretion of pituitary hormones. However, the hormones produced by hypothalamus are of two types: the releasing hormones, which stimulate secretion of pituitary hormones, and the inhibiting hormones, which inhibit secretions of pituitary hormones. GnRH stimulates the pituitary synthesis and release of gonadotropins. On the other hand, so on the other hand, somatostatin from the hypothalamus inhibits the release of growth hormone from the pituitary. These hormones released from their nerve endings. These hormones reach the pituitary gland through a portal circulatory system and regulate the function of the anterior pituitary. The posterior pituitary is under the direct neural regulation of the hypothalamus. Figure 19.2. The pituitary gland is located in a bony cavity called a sella turcica and is attached to hypothalamus by a stalk. Figure 19.2. It is divided anatomically into an adenohypophysis and a neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis consists of two portions: pars, pairs, distalis, and pars intermedia. The pars distalis region of pituitary, commonly called anterior pituitary, produces growth hormone GH, prolactin, PRL, thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormones ACTH, luteinizing hormones CLH, and follicle stimulating hormone FSH. Pars intermedia secretes only one hormone called melanocytes stimulating hormones MSH. However, in humans, pars intermedia is almost merged with pars distalis neurohypophysis, pars nervosa, also known as posterior pituitary, stores and releases two hormones called oxytocin and vasopressin, which are actually synthesized by the hypothalamus and are transported axonally to neurohypophysis. Over secretion of GH stimulates abnormal growth of the body, leading to gigantism, and low secretion of GH results in stunted growth, resulting in pituitary dwarfism. Excess secretion of growth hormone in adults, especially in middle age, can result in severe disfigurement, especially of the face, and acromegaly, and which may lead to serious complications and premature death of unchecked. The disease is hard to diagnose in the early stages and often goes undetected for many years until changes in external features become noticeable. Prolactin regulates the growth of the mammary glands and formation of milk in them. TSH stimulates the synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones from the thyroid gland. ACTH stimulates the synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones called glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. LH and FSH stimulates gonadal activity and hence are called gonadotropins. In males, stimulates the synthesis and secretion of hormones called androgens from testes. In males, FSH and androgens regulate spermatogenesis. In females, LH in males, FSH and androgens regulate spermatogenesis. In females, LH induces ovulation of fully mature follicles, Graafian follicles, and maintains the corpus luteum formed from the remnants of the Graafian follicles after ovulation. FSH stimulates growth and development of the ovarian follicles. In females, MSH acts on the melanocytes, melanin containing cells, and regulates pigmentation of the skin. Oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles of our body and stimulates their contraction. In females, it stimulates vigorous contraction of uterus at the time of childbirth and milk ejection from the mammary gland. Vasopressin acts mainly at the kidney and stimulates reabsorption of water and electrolytes by the distal tubules and thereby reduces loss of water through urine diuresis, and it is also called as antidiuretic hormone ADH. An impairment affecting synthesis or release of ADH results in a diminished ability of the kidney to conserve water, leading to water loss and dehydration. This condition is known as diabetes insipidus. The pineal gland is located on the dorsal side of the forebrain. Pineal secretes a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin plays a very important role in the regulation of our 24-hour diurnal rhythm of our body. For example, it helps in maintaining the normal rhythms of sleep wake cycle, body temperature. In addition, melatonin also influences metabolism, pigmentation, and the menstrual cycle, as well as our defense capability. The thyroid gland is composed of two lobes which are located on either side of the trachea, figure 19.3a. Both the lobes Both the lobes are interconnected with a thin flap of connective tissues called isthmus. The thyroid gland is composed of follicles and stromal tissues. Each thyroid follicle is composed of follicular cells enclosing a cavity. These follicular cells synthesis two hormones, tetra, tetrodotyronin and thyroxine, the T4, and triiodothyronin, T3. Iodine is essential for the normal rate of hormone synthesis. When the thyroid deficiency of iodine in our diet results in hypothyroidism and enlargement of the thyroid gland, commonly called goiter. Hypothyroidism during pregnancy causes defective development and maturation of the growing baby, leading to stunted growth, criticism, mental retardation, low intelligence, quotient, abnormal skin, deaf mutism, etc. In adult women, hypothyroidism may cause menstrual cycle to become irregular due to cancer of the thyroid gland or due to development of nodules of the thyroid glands. The rate of synthesis and secretion of the thyroid hormones is increased to abnormal high levels, so leading to a condition called hyperthyroidism, which adversely affects the body physiology. Exophthalmic goiter is a form of hyperthyroidism characterized by enlargement of the thyroid gland, posturation of the eyeballs, increased basal metabolic rate, and weight loss, also called Graves' disease. Thyroid hormones play an important role in the regulation of basal metabolic rate. These hormones also support the process of red blood cells formation. Control control the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Maintenance of water and electrolyte balance is also influenced by thyroid hormone. Thyroid gland also secretes a protein hormone called thyrocalcitonin, TCT, which regulates the blood calcium level. Parathyroid gland in humans, four parathyroid glands are present on the back side of the thyroid gland, one pair each in the two lobes of the thyroid gland. Figure 19.3b. The parathyroid glands secrete a peptide hormone called the parathyroid hormone PTH, and secretion of PTH is regulated by the circulating levels of calcium ions. Parathyroid hormone PTH increases the calcium ion in the blood. PTH acts on bones and stimulates the process of bone reabsorption, dissolution, demineralization. PTH also stimulates reabsorption of calcium ion by the renal tubules and increases calcium ion absorption from the digested food. It is thus clear that PTH is a hypercalcemic hormone, that is, it increases the blood calcium ion level. Along with TCT, it plays a significant role in calcium balance in the body. In thymus, the thymus gland is a tubular structure located between lungs, behind the sternum, on the ventral side of aorta. The thymus plays a major role in the development of the immune system. This gland secretes the peptide hormones called thymosins. Thymosins play a major role in the differentiation of T lymphocytes and provide cell mediated immunity. In addition, thymosins also promote production of antibodies to provide hormonal immunity. Thymus is degenerated in old individuals, resulting in a decreased production of thymosins. As a result, the immune responses of old persons become weak. Adrenal gland. Our body has one pair of adrenal glands, one at the anterior part of each kidney. Figure 19.4a. The gland is composed of two types of tissues. The central located tissues is called the adrenal medulla, and outside this lies the adrenal cortex. Figure 19.4b. Under production of hormones by the adrenal cortex alters carbohydrate metabolism, causing acute weakness and fatigue, leading to a disease called Addison's disease. A. Kidney. B. Adrenal medulla, adrenal cortex. Diagrammatic representation of A. 19.4b, 19.4a. Adrenal gland above kidney. 19.4b. Sections showing two parts of adrenal gland. The adrenal medulla secretes two hormones called adrenaline or epinephrine or noradrenaline and norepinephrine. These are commonly called as uh, cat- catecholamines. Adrenaline and noradrenaline are rapidly secreted in response to stress of any kind and during emergency situations and are called emergency hormones and hormones of fight or flight. These hormones increase alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, raising of hairs, sweating, etc. Both the hormones increase the heartbeat, the strength of heart contraction, and the rate of respiration. Catecholamines also stimulate the breakdown of glycogen, resulting in an increased concentration of glucose in blood. In addition, they also stimulate the breakdown of lipids and proteins. The adrenal cortex can be divided into the three layers called zona reticularis, inner layer zona fasciculata, middle layer and zona glomerularis, outer layer. The adrenal cortex secretes many hormones commonly called as corticoids. The corticoids which are involved in carbohydrate metabolism are called glucocorticoids in our body. Cortisol is the main glucocorticoid. Corticoids which regularly regulate the balance of water and electrolytes in our body are called mineral corticoids. Aldosterone is the main mineral corticoid in our body. Glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, lipolysis and proteolysis and inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. Cortisol is also involved in maintaining the cardiovascular system as well as the kidney functions. Glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, produces anti-inflammatory reactions and suppresses the immune response. Cortisol stimulates the RBC production. Aldosterone acts mainly at the renal tubules and stimulates the reabsorption of sodium ion and water and excretion of potassium ion and phosphate ion. Thus, aldosterone helps in the maintenance of electrolytes, body fluid volume, osmotic pressure, and body blood pressure. Small amounts of androgenic steroids are also secreted by the adrenal cortex, which play a role in the growth of axial hair, pubic hair, and facial hair during puberty. Pancreas is a composite gland. Figure 19.1, which acts as both exocrine and endocrine gland. The endocrine pancreas consists of uh, islets of Langerhans. There are about 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans in the normal human pancreas, representing only 1 to 2% of pancreatic tissue. The two main types of cells in the islet of Langerhans are called alpha cells and beta cells. The alpha cells secrete a hormone called glucagon, while the beta cells secrete insulin. Glucagon is a peptide hormone and plays an important role in maintaining the normal blood glucose levels. Glucagon acts mainly on the liver cells, hepatocytes, and stimulates the glucogenolysis, resulting in the increased blood sugar, hyperglycemia. In addition, this hormone stimulates the process of gluconeogenesis, which also contributes to hyperglycemia. Glucagon reduces the cellular glucose uh, uptake and utilization. Thus, glucagon is a hyperglycemia glycemic hormone. Insulin is a peptide hormone which plays a major role in the regulation of glucose homeostasis. Insulin acts mainly on hepatocytes and adipocytes cells of adipose tissue and enhances cellular glucose uptake and utilization. As a result, there is a rapid movement of glucose from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes, resulting in decreased blood glucose levels, hypoglycemia. Insulin also stimulates conversion of glucose to glycogenesis in the target cells. The glucose homeostasis in blood is thus maintained jointly by the two, insulin and glucagon. Prolonged hyperglycemia leads to a complex disorder called diabetes mellitus, which is associated with loss of glucose through a urine and the formation of harmful compounds are known as ketone bodies. Diabetes patients are successfully treated with insulin therapy. Testes. A pair of testes is present in the scrotal sac outside her abdomen of male individuals. Figure 19.1. Testis performs dual functions as a primary sex organ as well as an endocrine gland. Testis is composed of seminiferous tubules and stromal and interstitial tissue. The Leydig cells and interstitial cells, which are present in the intertubular spaces, produce a group of hormones called androgens, mainly testosterone. Androgens regulate the development, maturation, and functions of the male accessory sex organs like epididymis, vasa difference, seminal tube, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, urethra, etc. And these hormones stimulate muscular growth, growth of facial and axillary hair, aggressiveness, low pitch of voice, etc. Androgens play a major stimulatory role in the process of spermatogenesis, formation of spermatozoa. Androgens act on the central neural system and influence the male sexual behavior, libido. These hormones produce anabolic synthetic effects on protein and carbohydrate metabolism. Ovary. Females have a pair of ovaries located in the abdomen. Figure 19.1. Ovary is the primary female sex organ which produces one ovum during each menstrual cycle. In addition, ovary also produces two groups of steroid hormones called estrogen and progesterone. Ovary is composed of ovarian follicles and stromal tissues. The estrogen is synthesized and secreted mainly by the growing ovarian follicles. After ovulation, the ruptured follicle is converted to a structure called corpus luteum, which secretes mainly progesterone. Estrogen produce wide-ranging actions such as stimulation of growth and activities of female secondary sex organs, development of growing ovarian follicles, appearance of female secondary sex or characters. Example: high pitch of voice, etc. Mammary gland development. Estrogens also regulate female sexual behavior. Progesterone supports pregnancy. Progesterone also acts on the mammary glands and stimulates the formation of areola, sac-like structures which store milk and milk secretion, hormones, and heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract. Now you know about the endocrine glands and their hormones. However, as mentioned earlier, hormones are also secreted by some tissues which are not endocrine glands. For example, the arterial wall of our heart secretes a very important peptide hormone called arterial natriuretic factor ANF, which decreases blood pressure. When blood pressure is increased, ANF is secreted, which causes dilation of blood vessels, and this reduces the blood pressure. The juxtaglomerular cells of kidney produce a peptide for hormone called erythropoietin, which stimulates erythropoiesis, formation of RBC. Endocrine cells present in different parts of the gastrointestinal tract secrete four major peptide hormones, mainly gastrin secreting cholecystokinin, CCK, gastric inhibitory peptide, GIP. Gastrin acts on the gastric glands and stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. Secretin acts on the exocrine pancreas and stimulates secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. CCK acts on both pancreas and gallbladder and stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and bile juice, respectively. GIP inhibits gastric secretion, and motility. Several other non-endocrine tissues secrete hormones called growth factors. These factors are essential for the normal growth of tissues and their repairing regeneration mechanism of hormone action. Hormones produce their effects on target tissues by binding to specific proteins called hormone receptors located in the target tissues only. Hormone receptors present on the cell membrane on the target cells are called membrane bound receptors, and receptors present inside the target cell are called the intracellular receptors. Mostly nuclear receptors present in the nucleus. Binding of a hormone to its receptor leads to the formation of hormone receptor complex. Figure 19.5a-b. Now, each receptor is specific to one hormone only, and hence receptors are specific. Hormones receptor complex formation leads to certain biochemical changes in the target tissue metabolism, and hence physiological functions are regulated by hormones on the basis of their chemical nature. Hormones can be divided into groups: peptide, polypeptide, and protein hormones, insulin, glucagon, pituitary hormones, hypothalamic hormones, etc. Steroids, example cortisol, ester, testosterone, estradiol, and progesterone. Iodothyronines, thyroid hormones, amino acid derivatives, example epinephrine. Hormones which interact with membrane bound receptors, namely normally do normally do not enter the target cell but generate second messengers. Example cyclic AMP, IP3, calcium ion, etc., which in turn regulate cellular metabolism. Figure 19.5a. Hormones which interact with intracellular intra, intracellular receptors, example steroid hormones, iodothyronines, etc., mostly regulate gene expression or chromosome function by the interaction of hormone receptor complex with the genome. Cumulative biochemical now actions result in physiological and developmental effects. The figure 19.5b. Chemical coordination and integration start करते summary. There are special chemicals which act as hormones and provide chemical coordination, integration, and regulation in the human body. These hormones regulate metabolism, growth, and development of our organs. The endocrine glands are certain cells. The endocrine system is composed of hypothalamus, pituitary, and pineal, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, and gonads, testes, and ovary. In addition to this, some other organs, example gastrointestinal tract, kidney, heart, etc., also produce hormones. The pituitary gland is divided into three major parts, which are called as pars distalis, pars intermedia, and pars nervosa. Pars distalis produces six trophic hormones. Pars intermedia secretes only one hormone, while pars nervosa neurohypophysis secretes two hormones. The pituitary hormones regulate the growth and development of somatic tissues. The activities of peripheral endocrine glands. Pineal gland secretes melatonin, which plays a very important role in the regulation of 24-hour diurnal rhythms of our body. Example, rhythms of sleep and state of being awake, body temperature, etc. The thyroid gland hormones play an important role in the regulation of the basal metabolic rate, development and maturation of the central neural system. Erythrohypophysis, metabolism and of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, menstrual cycle. Another thyroid hormone, that is calcitonin, regulates calcium levels in our body, in our blood. By decreasing it, the parathyroid glands secrete parathyroid hormone PTH, which by decreasing it, the parathyroid gland secrete parathyroid hormone PTH, which increases the blood calcium level and plays a major role in calcium homeostasis. They increases the blood calcium ion level and plays a major role in the calcium homeostasis. The thymus gland secretes thymosins, which play a major role in the differentiation of thymus gland secretes thymosins, which play a major role in the differentiation of T lymphocytes, which provides cell-mediated immunity. In addition, thymosin also increase the production of antibodies to provide humoral immunity. The adrenal gland is composed of the centrally located adrenal medulla, and the outer adrenal gland is composed of the centrally located adrenal medulla and the outer adrenal cortex. The adrenal medulla secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine, and that strength of heart contraction, rate of respiration, glycogenolysis, lipolysis, beat, strength of heart contraction, rate of respiration, glycogenolysis, lipolysis. Glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, lipolysis, proteolysis, erythropoiesis. Inflammatory reactions by suppressing the immune response. Mineral corticoids, glucagon and insulin. Glucagon stimulates glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, resulting in hyperglycemia. Insulin stimulates cellular glucose uptake and utilization, and glycogenesis, resulting in hypoglycemia. Insulin deficiency and insulin resistance result in a disease called diabetes mellitus. The testes secretes androgens, which stimulate the development, maturation, and functions of the male accessory sex organs. Appearance of the male secondary sex characters, spermatogenesis, male sexual behavior, anabolic pathways, and erythro Meiosis, the where ovary secretes estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen stimulates growth and development of female accessory sex organs and secondary sex characters. Progesterone plays a major role in the maintenance of pregnancy as well as the mammary gland development and lactation. The arterial wall of the heart produces atrial natriuretic factor, which increases the blood pressure. Kidney produces erythropoietin, which stimulates erythropoiesis, and the gastrointestinal tract secretes secretin, cholecystokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide. These hormones regulate the secretion of digestive juices and help in digestion. केमिकल कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड इंटीग्रेशन में हमने पहले से देखा. Endocrine glands and hormones, human endocrine system, the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, testes, ovary, hormones of heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract, mechanism of hormone action. In summary, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.